Hi, I'm Slawek Szefs. Welcome to our studio, the weekly meeting. Today, with a difference, I'm in the company of three wonderful ladies who, well, have something in common. But first, could you introduce yourselves?
Hello, my name is Agnieszka Kruszynska. I'm the head of early elementary at the International American School of Warsaw. And my hobbies are rugby and running.
And what about you?
Hello, I'm Katarzyna Cecka. I'm Polish philology student, and what a coincidence, I'm also playing rugby.
Hello, and my name is Gosia Janowitz, and I'm an operational risk specialist in a bank, and I also play rugby.
Okay, so we know that the common denominator is rugby. Rugby played for the Warsaw Ladies Frogs
That's right.
team. Where did the frogs come from?
Well, it all started in 1995 when the boys, there were a few boys from France that really wanted to create a team. So they went to a pub and met some English guys and decided, let's create an international team together. So since half of the team was French, the Englishmen decided to call them frogs.
How simple and revealing. Okay. I looked through some of the clips that you have on your website and on your Facebook, and I was actually fascinated by the photo shoot session in one of the Warsaw theaters, where I saw some really magnificent, beautiful girls in high heels. And then when I was confronted with some of the material that included your training sessions, your practice, and also some of the games, I noticed a total makeover, a transformation from these little shy and sexy girls. You turned into wild beasts over there on the field, evidence even by the facial expressions, full of dedication, of passion, and really biting the dirt. How did it all start with you as far as rugby is concerned? Where did the interest come from?
Well, I started because my friends were playing rugby. I knew the guys from the team first. We were going to pubs together, watching the games, and I remember one evening I was introduced to the coach of the female section, and I remember my friend saying, "Well, this is Agnieszka. She's going to join the team soon." And I said, "Well, just wait and look." And just few weeks later, I came to my first training, and I stayed. It was awful. It was dreadful. And I pulled a muscle the first training, but I stayed anyway.
So actually the decision wasn't yours in a way, right? It was
Imposed.
in a
My
way.
friend tricked me into it, basically.
Okay, good for him and good for you. What about you? How did your
I wasn't,
adventure with rugby start?
I wasn't tricked. I knew what I was doing. I was looking for something to do during the vacation time. And I found information on website that girls were looking for new players. So I thought I will give it a try, and I stayed.
Okay.
Well, in my case, it was wasn't that obvious because I had a surgery. I twisted my ankle and had a surgery.
What a wonderful way to start rugby,
yes,
right?
exactly. And so I had a lot of time because I was grounded for like couple of months, really. So I started to read newspapers, and there was this article that girls are recruiting to their team. So for the next half year, I was thinking only about joining the team and searching the websites, all the websites, YouTube and Facebook, and Googled everything that I could possibly find about the girls, and learning rugby only theoretically, in theory. And half a year later, I went to the first training session and also pulled a muscle.
Okay. Could you pass me the ball, please? You came in fully equipped. Looking at the ball, could you tell me what is the difference between men's rugby and the ladies' game, so to say? The ball seems exactly the same. What about the rest?
The rest, well, some people say that men's rugby is more interesting to watch. Some people say the opposite, that they like when the girls are getting aggressive on the pitch. So you can never tell really what is the real difference. The rules are exactly the same. The ball is exactly the same. So it's just the gender on the pitch that's different.
What about the number of players?
Well, usually men play in 15s, women play in 7s, but that's just something, I guess, that it's popular in Poland, because in England, for example, women also play 15s, men's also play 7s, since 7s is now an Olympic sport. So, but in Poland, women play 7s.
I think it's more popular for men to play 15s, at least in Poland. And for women, it's not exactly, I think, our choice. It's more the lack of women playing rugby. That's why we play 7s, because we don't have enough players to play.
For the
15s.
scarcity of players, right?
Yeah.
But does that mean that, for instance, there would be a possibility, just like in tennis, of playing a mixed game? Do you have any chances of practicing with the guys? Because you mentioned that there's a men's team in your club. Do you have joint practice sessions, or is it two separate worlds?
Well, sometimes we do have joint practice session. Basically, we train on the same pitch and normally the same days and the same hours. So sometimes we have a warm-ups together or some kind of exercises together, or we play touch, which is the non-contact form, almost non-contact form of rugby.
And do you have any plans for the future with respect to popularizing the game? Because well, rugby, just like American football, right? These are not the most popular games in Poland, although rugby has been played in this country for, well, several decades already, but its popularity never matched those of, for instance, soccer or the European football, not even volleyball, handball, basketball, things like that. Although, well, in some parts of the world, the fans, they go absolutely crazy over this. Can you say that you have your own personal input into the popularization of rugby in Poland in any way?
Well, our team certainly, because we were the base for two other Warsaw teams, female rugby teams that were created for Legia and for Syrenki. Their players, some of their players were first Frogs players at the very beginning.
So they switched, renegades.
They switched, but as we know, I mean, the team was created in 2010. Since then, we had a lot of coach changes, a lot of, well, rotation of players, coaches, and so on. So it's difficult to keep everyone's happy, of course. Some people had problems with the coach, some people had problems with other players, and they decided to walk away and create something else. Which now, I mean, we're actually content because of that, because that means we have someone to play against here in Warsaw, and we can organize sparrings and other, I don't know, training sessions together, for example, some events together.
You play in the league. How many teams are there in the Polish league?
Well, I think we can say there are 12 for now, but it changes. It changes. For example, Legia was created like 2 years ago. Some new teams are created, and some unfortunately do vanish because the sport, as you said, it's not that popular in Poland. And well, this is something that doesn't help the teams to reach out to new players, to girls that could possibly play rugby in the future. So it's hard for them to stay, let's say, on the market.
The teams are in various cities across Poland, which means traveling, because you play not only home games but away from home matches as well. This in turn requires funding. Is it easy to get sponsorship for ladies rugby?
Is it easy? Well, it's not easy. Right now, normally how it looks like is that it's the funding for the whole club, not only ladies section or men's section separately. It's
So you
funding
share
for
with the guys, right?
Yeah, well, actually, guys share with us because the last sponsors were found by the guys, and now we're trying to introduce some more ideas how to earn money for our section, and how to earn a little bit more make a little bit more for the club as well. But if it's easy, it's not easy to find sponsorship for rugby in general, I would say.
What about international contacts? Because we mentioned the Polish League and traveling between cities. Did you have any opportunity of, testing your skills with some foreign competitors?
We were on a tournament in Budapest last year, so we played with some teams from there, and we had one team that came from Netherlands for a tour, and we played with them as well. Though the girls were playing 15, so it was something new for them to play with us. On
I understand
the
that
sevens.
the tactics are entirely different.
Different,
for a 15
yes,
and
yes,
a
and
7.
type of players are also different. The rugby sevens players are usually lighter because they run more and they don't get into contact that much. So, yeah.
What have been the biggest successes to date of the Ladies Frogs from Warsaw?
I think the vice championship, but I don't remember what year was it.
That was some years ago already.
Yeah,
That was long
some
ago.
years ago. Yeah, and also vice championship in beach rugby, because once a year we have a beach rugby tournament in Sopot. And
That's on the Baltic coast,
Yes.
popular resort here in Poland.
Yes, and we managed to do this, I think, in 2013.
13,
Yes.
Is playing in the sand more difficult, more challenging,
Completely different.
more strenuous?
Different. Yeah, it's different. It's just that your feet get stuck and it's difficult to move. But on the other hand, the rules are really simplified. So the matches are shorter. It's only 3.5 minutes, but anyway, even if it's just 3.5 minutes, you end up exhausted to your limits. You just reach your limits in the sand.
Okay, and what has rugby given you in personal terms, let's say, as far as certain traits are concerned? Did it teach you anything, or did it develop some traits that you had no idea you had, for instance, previously?
Definitely. It made me feel more confident, I think, yes. I gained confidence, and also I had no idea I could have that much power, not only physically, but also mentally, to exceed my boundaries. I always thought that, well, I don't have the strength to do this, I don't have time to do this, and now it turned out I do have time, I do have the strength to do exercises, to, I don't know, even to tackle a way bigger girl on the pitch, and I'm not afraid to do this.
Mm-hmm. So there's no such thing as I can't anymore, right?
Exactly, yes.
No excuses. What are your gains from playing rugby?
Rugby gives me a motivation, mostly motivation to move and to I don't know, do something really. It's a lot of I don't know, motivation to just play, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What about you?
What about me? Well, let's start with the fact that I haven't really been practicing any sport before, because skiing is not really, it's a hobby, it's an entertainment. I've been trying a lot of different sports, and I never liked any of them, basically. I did some skating and some swimming and some skiing, and I hated running at the time. And when I actually started practicing rugby, I realized that I can do sports. Because I've always been this kind of really, this kind of girl that would never go to PE classes and would always have some medical certificate to skip them and so on. And this sport really gave me strength and some, like Kasia said, motivation to carry on, to try to pass my limits, to try out something new. And thanks to rugby, I started running as well. And I think another really important thing is the team spirit and the respect that you're building while playing rugby with the other people on the pitch. It's something that you can't find, for example, in football. And you can't find this atmosphere after a match. There's the third half when it doesn't matter if your enemy's on the pitch. You're just, afterwards, you all go drinking and having fun and eating together. And this is the most beautiful thing about rugby, I think.
And all the bruises are forgiven.
Of course.
What does one
Until the next match.
What does one wish a rugby player? To break a leg?
We don't really wish anything. No, we don't have anything like that.
No. Maybe not that kind of thing.
Nothing specific. Well, I must say that I really got attached to this ball. It's really handy.
It's really dirty.
And that's the way it should be, because it shows all the sweat, dedication that you put in the game. So let me wish you all the best, plenty of success in your endeavors. I hope that you'll be able to repeat the feats of a few years ago and reach even for the championship title. Show the boys how to play the game. And keep on smiling. Thank you very much for being my guests and entertaining my listeners. I hope we will have the opportunity to meet also sometime in the future. Thank you very much, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.